Little known fact, during the antebellum era, runaway slaves were most commonly described in two ways. First, by their appearance, their clothing or lack thereof, their weight and body size. Second, by their mouths, teeth, missing tongues, or in most cases, stutters. Little known fact, speech impediments can be caused by psychological trauma. Every person in my family carries a speech impediment like an heirloom. My mother is best known for her mouth, her swollen tongue, her teeth or lack thereof that was knocked out and replaced after her first marriage. I am best known for my lisp. There are certain words I do not know how to say. I practice speaking in the mirror, familiarize myself with a language that draws blood to my gums. If I speak for too long, my mouth rusts. My mother took me to speech class because my teachers called me stupid, called me learning disability, called me case study therapist, called me lazy tongue, say I speak with vowels chained by the limbs. I say, what has your degree taught you about chains? I say, trauma never leaves the same way it enters. It anchors itself to the bone. Every tooth becomes an ancestor's skull. Their pain has settled in my blood, and I do not know how to release it. No matter how many dead bodies ago the suffering occurred, I do not know exactly why I started to lisp, but once I was made to pledge allegiance to a murderous flag, and my tongue has been limping ever since. I do not know why my vowels blister against their own heat, but once a man, let's call him America, placed 2 fingers in my mouth, held down my tongue, commanded me to speak. Little known fact, when you place a fist in the mouth, the tongue instinctively wraps around the knuckles. Water rushes in through the sides, slushes the letter S. Even save can sound like slave. Even a voice can drown. I do not have a lazy tongue. I have a tongue paralyzed from constant warfare. If you keep saying the same thing, then it loses its meaning. That's why my tongue makes me repeat my trauma differently every single time. They say, how are you American if you can't speak the language? I say, I'm bilingual. Once death enters the mouth, every word spoken becomes a eulogy. Every name I call upon prepares for their funeral. I do not know if they are angry with me for butchering their language or resentful. I've managed to build a house out of a casket, and they can't play landlord. Little known fact, Emmett Till had a stutter. Sometimes when he stuttered too hard, he whistled. Sometimes I slur so hard, I hiss when they come for me. They will say I spoke in twisted tongues, the language of the damned, the language of the whip and scar, the living and the dead. They will say I spoke as if my tongue was a swaying body. I will say my tongue is a swaying body. And I get it from my mother. Thank you.